Hi, I'm Philip Armstrong from Optimize Lab, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Google Ads call extensions, how to set them up and how to get the most out of them. So to start off with, when you're setting up call extensions for your ads so that you can begin receiving calls when users first see your ad appearing in the search engine, the first thing you want to do is set up the conversion action for your call extension. So if you click in the top right hand corner, Tools and Settings, and then select Conversions, you can then create your conversion action for your call extensions. So you click the plus sign, then you click Phone Calls, and then calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads, and you click Continue. So then you just want to give your conversion a name, so we could call this calls from ads, and you can select here, this is optional but it's useful to do, a value for that phone call. So if a lead to you on average is worth £100 for the sake of argument, then you could put 100 in there. That can be quite useful for getting an idea of the revenue that your campaign is generating for you. Then you have the option of counting every phone call that's made as a conversion, or just phone calls that are unique to each user. So for each and every user who makes a phone call, one conversion is counted per person. So if a person makes 5 phone calls after clicking an ad or 10 phone calls, it will still be tracked as one conversion because that's one person who's made a phone call. If really that person is just one lead for you, then you might want to just click one, count that as one. But if each conversion could potentially be a separate sale for you from that one person, then you may want to click every. And also by clicking every, then you're getting more data coming through. So it can be useful to click every in all circumstances, just so you're getting all of that data coming through and you can see how many phone calls are being made within your conversions column. So you can click every, or you can click one, depending on your objectives. Now, call length. This is very important because whether or not a phone call will be defined as a conversion will be based on the length of the phone call that you add here. So if a valuable phone call for you is a phone call that lasts 1 minute, then you can leave it as 60 seconds. If the phone call, if a phone call of 30 seconds is of value to your business, then you can change that to 30 seconds. So what this means is that if the phone call lasts 28 seconds, the conversation is over after 28 seconds, that will not be counted as a conversion if you add 30 seconds in here. So that is very important, to set that call length at a figure that's related to what that lead will be worth to you. But you can always change that at a later date. So you can put what you think it might be and then change it at a later date if you want to. As far as conversion window, I'd recommend leaving that as 30 days. So that indicates how long the window is from the time the person has clicked the ad for it to be counted as a conversion from that click. So 30 days is what I'd recommend to leave that in. Include in conversions. So this will define whether or not this conversion action will be included within the conversions column in your account. You want to leave that ticked as yes, so you're getting that data going into your conversion column. So there's very rare instances where you would ever want to not have that happen, so just leave that as ticked. An attribution model, I won't be covering the different attribution models in this video, but you can, if you're not sure on what attribution model you should be using, then you can leave that as last click. for the time being and always change that at a later date. And then once you've done that, you click on create and continue. And then, so there's already a conversion action named this because I've already set this up within this account. So I'll just change that to calls from ads 1 and create. So now the next step is to set up the call extensions within your campaign, which I'll be doing next. So in order to set up your call extension, when you're in the campaigns view, navigate over to the ads and extensions section, then select from the top menu extensions, and then click the blue button for add extension. Then select call extension from the menu. And you'll have an option when setting up the extension to apply it to ad group level, campaign level, or account level. If you use ad group level, it'll apply it just to one ad group that you select. Campaign, you'll have the option to select which campaigns or just one campaign that you'd like to apply the extension to. And if you select account, it will apply it to all of your current campaigns and any new campaigns. So typically I would recommend selecting campaign, just so that you can make sure that your extension is only being applied to the campaigns that will be that the call extension will be applicable for. For this example, though, I'll just select account just for the ease of explanation. Now, you want to make sure that you select next that you use the correct country that for the phone number. So wherever your phone number is derived from, in this case, this could be the United Kingdom. You want to make sure you select that and then type in your phone number. So I'm just going to put in a random phone number here. And you want to ideally put in the phone number as it will appear on your website, because Google will crawl your website to verify that this phone number that you're giving is actually also on your website. So it's good to put that phone number in the format and with the numbers that are going to appear on your website. You then have the opportunity to select which conversion action you would like to use. So you can select from the conversion actions that you've set up within your account. Now you want to make sure after you've done that you select advanced options, because there are some additional options for setting up these extensions. So firstly, you can choose whether you want your extensions to show just for mobile devices, or if you leave that blank, it will appear for mobile devices, tablets, and desktop computers. So if you really just want your call extension to show when somebody's viewing your ad on their phone, then select mobile. Otherwise, you can leave that blank. Now, if you're only looking to receive calls during a set period of time, and then after that, either your call center is going to be closed, or for whatever reason you're not going to be wanting to receive phone calls, then you can select a start date and an end date. If you just leave that blank, then your call extension will show permanently until you choose to remove it. Now, the next option is very important, because if you just leave all days and all hours, as is the default, your call extension will show in your ads all days of the week and all times of the day. Now, realistically, you may not be able to, or the person or people working in the call center may not be able to receive phone calls at all hours of the day. So if you have left this blank, your call extension will be showing throughout the entire schedule that your ads are set to show from your campaign. So if your ads are set to show 24 hours a day, then people may be trying to make phone calls at 10 p.m. or 3 a.m. When there's nobody in the call center, and they're going to get no answer on the phone, which isn't an ideal situation. So you want to make sure that you set the schedule to suit the times when people in the call center are going to be able to answer calls from prospective clients. So you might put Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., for example. Whatever that time is that people are going to be able to answer the phone, that's what you want to be setting up. Now, there are also some additional things to note, which is that call reporting by default will be turned on. Now, this enables you to get details of how long people spent on the phone, where people were calling from, their area code, and things of that nature. So there's a wealth of data that is going to be generated by having call reporting turned on. You'll be able to see how many conversions are being generated, and it really helps to review the performance of your campaign and seeing how effective it is at meeting your objectives. However, it's important to note that when you've got call reporting turned on, what that means is that Google will display within your ad a Google forwarding number. So we can see in this example, the number shown here within the sample ad is the exact number that we've got here. But when there's a Google forwarding number showing, this number will be dynamically changed for a tracking number. So somebody will type in or ring that tracking number, then they'll then be forwarded to your actual number. So they will be calling your actual number or getting to your actual number, but they won't see your phone number. And that can be quite crucial because some businesses will not like a different number to be displayed. In the off chance that the web user, the prospective client, writes down the number, that phone number, that tracking number that they're writing down, that forwarding number may not work in the future. So it's important to know that and understand how the call forwarding actually works. So important to know that. So I would leave call reporting turned on. However, if you don't want it turned on, there is a way of turning that off. So I'll just quickly show you that now. In order to get to that section, you want to click on Settings and make sure you're looking at all campaigns. You then want to click on Account Settings in the top menu. And then you have an option for call reporting, which by default will be turned on, but you can switch it off, and that dynamic number, that Google forwarding number, will not be used, and your actual number will be used instead. So next, I'm going to go through what kind of useful information that you can expect to get within your reporting. So I'll be talking about that within a moment. So once your campaign's been running with your call extensions, you'll be able to see all of the call reporting data. So in order to access that, in the top menu, select Reports and then Predefined Reports. Then go to Extensions and then click Call Details. Then once that loads, it will give you a breakdown of all of the calls that have been made to that forwarding number during the date range that you select. And it's important to note that these will be all of the phone calls as a result of your call extension showing with the Google forwarding number. If it's not using the Google forwarding number, then any calls will not be included within this report. Now, it's also crucial to note that the call extensions will not always show with your ad. These extensions show at Google's discretion, and they choose when to show them and when not to show them. So it's important to note that they won't be showing all of the time. But you will get, for the calls made, when the forwarding number is showing, you'll get a breakdown of all of those, and you'll be able to see the start time of the call, when the call ended, the duration of the call. And remember, if the call duration was below the amount that we set for the conversion action, then it won't show as a conversion, but it will show in this report. So it can be useful to see how many phone calls you're receiving that are not being counted as conversions. So if we chose 60 seconds, then only 2 of these would be counted as conversions. This one, which lasted 95 seconds, and this one, which lasted 62 seconds. You can also see the area code, which will give you an indication of where that person was calling from, and you can see whether or not that call was missed or whether it was received. So it's very useful to see whether there are a great number of calls that are being missed by the call center, either because the calls are being made outside of their working period, outside the times of their working hours, or perhaps for other reasons. So it's very useful to have that data. So I hope this video has been very informative and useful. If it has been, then feel free to subscribe for more videos, more advice and tips on how to manage and run your marketing campaigns. And thank you for watching.